If parts of your body tingle when you hear an engine rev, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you hear tires squeal, then you've found your new home. This is the Revved Up Garage Cast, containing more testosterone than your listening device can handle. Loud, crazy, but a hell of a lot of fun. Let's do it. You're listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. Now your hosts, Steven, Mark, and Eddie.
What up, Revved Up Garagecast, episode number 18. We're talking today about today sucking.
It's terrible.
Mark and Eddie both said today sucked. I want to hear their stories before I tell mine. Why today suck, Eddie?
For me, having ADHD is terrible, and then you throw Adderall into the mix to help with it, and then you go to work, and normally 99% of the time it's fast-paced, and you can just keep moving. And then today, half of it I pushed a broom. Yesterday, half of it I pushed a broom. And then the amount of work that just come through was just slow, and it was just really hard to be at work.
It was so slow, I took 5 hours on the table.
Really? It's that bad?
Yeah. Two
I mean, it was a hell of a table.
And aren't you guys about
him and
to,
another guy.
Aren't you guys about to go on union break?
Strike,
union strike, something like that?
Probably. Maybe.
Okay. So anyways, today I took a car to the junkyard. I'm sitting there getting ready to unload. This dude pulls in with a fucking fridge, pardon my French, an effing fridge in the bed of his truck. Okay. That's fine. He dumps it out into the tin pile. The thing was full of maggots, old food, everything. Dude, I still smell it, and it's been like 5 hours. You should have saw they flipped shit on him at the junkyard. They made him pick it up by hand and put all the food back in his truck. He picked up all this food, got gloves, picked up all this nasty old rotten food.
You yelled at him, Ralph?
No. This was a 51. Literally picked it all up by hand and put it into the bed of his truck.
I'd have jumped the truck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, I was 100 foot away unloading the car, and I'm like, I could barely breathe. So when Mark over here is like, I've been here waiting for you for like 10 minutes. I wish I would have had that 10 minutes back. Okay, 15, whatever.
25.
You should know. If I say 3, come at 3:15. There you go.
We had to postpone yesterday because of Steven.
Yeah, because
we're here.
70.
But we're here.
Anyways, so I don't know whose day was worse, but that shit stunk. So, we're actually pretty caught up on episodes. We're going to have a weekly one coming here. It'll be Friday to Friday.
Nice.
So we'll get this one out Friday morning. Someone's pulling in.
Jamming.
No, it's a car, sorry.
Yeah, it's a car.
It sounded like a bass.
It did sound like a
That's because
bass.
of headphones and everything. But anyways, we're pretty caught up on episodes. Last week we did, me and Melanie went to, not Michigan, it was TNT.
Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana. We were in Indiana running last Saturday. We decided to go. She ran the Gut and Go Compacts and ended up getting third.
Nice.
I ran the minivan mini truck class and somehow tied for first.
Half a first.
Yeah, I got a half a first.
So how does that work? Did they pay you half of the first prize?
No, so first place was $500 and me and JD got $250 each.
How much was second place?
0.
Really?
And third was 0.
Wow.
How many vans was there?
8. 7, 8. Anyways, so
That was a point show?
yeah, there wasn't even supposed to be that many, but a couple of them jumped out of Gut and Go and ran the van class because there wasn't that many. But we'll talk about the Derby a little bit. It came down to Dylan Santel, Bill Miller, JD Lorene, and myself in the top 4. And all 4 of us are pretty good drivers. Dylan and Bill from out that way, me and JD from out this way. And JD and I don't always see eye to eye, but at that moment, it sort of was 2-on-2. And it evened the playing field. When it got down to it, me and JD ended up being able to overcome them. And when it got down to it, I got stuck on JD. JD was moving backwards, but I did have his van pretty tore up. The promoter said that we were like pussyfooting, but at the same time, to me, mine was running a little bit crappy. His was running a little bit crappy. We were doing nose shots. We were doing what we could with the vehicles we had at the time. So we didn't have fresh vans out there running them 20 miles per hour. I mean, we were derbying, 2 smart drivers, leaving it all out there. So it was down to me and him for a good like 3-4 minutes, and then he came backwards, and I drove into the back of his van, and I probably was the aggressor, but I don't even necessarily believe in that when both people were moving decently. I don't like when they say an aggressor when both people were making the contact. So I wouldn't have called the derby like that. But we were stuck. Oh, another interesting thing. So this gets on to the, hold on. Remind me, 90-second shot clock after I explain this derby.
All right.
So we were stuck. The promoter comes up to me and says, "You guys came here together and are friends. You just want to split it." Well, in my head, I'm like, what the hell, splitting $500? So I joked around and I said, I knew JD was almost done. I'm like, it's probably what JD wants, isn't like joking. And I said, but I don't see how that would ever work with the points. Someone is getting it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so I never said yes, no, maybe so, nothing. He goes up to JD. I don't know what they said, what their communications were. The promoter turned around. JD got out of the van. So I can only assume that JD was okay with splitting it and thought that I was and started getting out. At that moment, I thought, like, I think JD's van only had like 1 or 2 more good shots in it. So I'm like, oh, maybe he just gave up. I mean, for a second, and keeping one of them 2 boys, because they were ahead of us in points, out, I thought maybe JD was okay with it because he had another car there too. But no, JD was, I guess, okay with splitting it if we both got first place, but I don't see how that works in any scenario correctly. And the promoter came up to me, and he didn't even tell me that JD was okay with splitting it. He said that we were friends, and he didn't want to watch us pussyfoot around for another half hour. So he was making the call to split it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, no, that's what he told me. And Jackson was there when he said that, because Jackson was already to the track, so it's not like I even have a reference if you need one. But
So how's it work for points?
So there was no guideline in place. More interesting part, not only did me and JD both get 10 points, since they didn't pay for second or third, they called us both first. They moved Bill Miller from third to second, and they moved Santel from fourth to third.
I must have to. I mean,
not necessarily for points, but for the...
Someone has to get 8 points, right?
Well, so now 2 people got 10, 1 got 8, and 1 got 6.
Yeah.
So to me, if we were splitting first, I think we both should have got 9. I think they should have took first and second place points, added them together, and divided them by 2. I don't think JD would have liked that. He wanted his full 10, but...
Or if you're signing up for your show to be point show,
well,
you should never split a first place.
So Mark has now implemented a guideline that it's been 4 years and this hasn't happened, so it was just an oversight, and it's probably better that it happened at a small show than a big show.
Mm-hmm.
But he's now implemented a guideline that there is no ties in a point series.
Man, you imagine if that had happened at a double points show?
So if the promoter deems a tie, Mark has 48 hours to review it, and there will be a first, a second, and a third as far as points.
So he'll be the call.
Yes, he will be the call.
I agree with that.
Yep.
For example, if he felt that I won I would get the 10, JD'd get the 8, Bill would get the 6, and Don Santel wouldn't get any in that scenario. Now, it didn't matter for Santel. He ended up bringing a big car, too. I think he had 3 cars there. He brought a big car and ended up winning the next heat anyways or something, so that third place didn't matter. The only situation, me or JD got an extra 2 points, and then Bill Miller got an extra 2 points.
Is it close? Is that show close to Santel?
Yeah, he's up that way.
So he's coming up. Well, as I say, if it wasn't close, he's coming to party.
Yeah, it looks like he's still putting in some effort. But, so, promoter accountability. I think that there needed to be a scenario at these big shows and these derbies that are point series and national level shows. That one was a small fair, but when you sign up for the point series, you should be held to a higher standard, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be decisions made correctly. And yes, there's judgment calls. Yes, there's this. Yes, there's that. There has to be a winner and a loser. If both cars hit nose and nose and both cars died and neither refired, that's a completely different scenario. All the other officials thought that they were splitting us up. So it was just that the promoter did that.
Has he been promoting for a long time?
Yeah, they've been promoting for a while, and I like them as people, but sometimes you get a little bit of both. You get a little bit of professionalism, and you still get a lot of county fair. And I just think with the point series, it needs to be held to a little bit higher standard. And I don't know that necessarily means like not to have them as a part of it, but to make it known like, hey, a game today.
Yeah.
And so promoter accountability. When a driver goes to a demolition derby, you have to spend how many dollars before you even go to the derby and get to run?
Yeah.
You spend hundreds, if not thousands, on the car. You spend hundreds, if not sometimes 1,000 or more to get to the derby. Once you get to the derby, then you have to pay a fee to even run. And you're paying that fee normally to the promoter. Sometimes it's to the fair, so it's a little bit tricky. But that they are taking your money for you to run the organized event. At what point do we hold them accountable for the organized event being ran correctly?
Well, when you're dealing with a fair, you have to really watch because the fair just be like, well, get out.
Yeah.
So then you lose that place of derbying. So, I mean...
Okay, let's talk national level shows, not
all
fair.
right. Well, that changes it then.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it really depends what you sign. I mean, you got to really read it.
So
Does it say in there that you can't?
I
don't know.
But we have to follow the
I agree.
rules. So shouldn't they?
Right. What I'm saying is, I don't know what they have written there. Like, they might say our call is what it is.
I know, but what I'm getting at is that needs to change in a way. That's somewhat egotistical, which they are the owner of the promotions company. But there needs to be a standard set, I think. And the biggest problem I saw with this is it actually has to become legal before like these certain places can hold or regulate motorsports. So like Joker Matt Gresham was commenting on my one post, like you have to actually submit all these rules and standards and guidelines and stuff and get it all approved through your state, through your this, and then apply them, which is hard. He thinks Derby's past its prime, and the prime was in the 90s and the 2000s, and that it would never work now. But I think on a national level it could work. Another thing, at the end of the Derby, making the right call. Top 5, say. Placement.
I say top 5, you get rid of the damn sticks.
I think they should get rid of the sticks, and I think it should be able to go to instant replay if the show's being streamed.
Yeah.
Especially if that show's being streamed to make the correct calls, there's too much money and time invested. And yeah, everyone likes a handout or given something, but at the end of the day, you want to win correctly. I mean, at least I do.
No, I agree.
So then I told you to remind me about the 90-second shot clock.
You run yourself.
Yeah. So this is another thing that needs to happen with demolition derby guys and promoters and such and such. I think it should be standardized. I think that demolition derby needs to have a standardized time limit to hit. I know Frankie wanted to move last year into the winter. He was talking about moving hardcores to 30 seconds.
I don't ever think there's really over 30 seconds in hardcore that you don't make a hit.
No. To me, it's a lot more aggressive derby. I don't know whose mic's
I
missing.
thought probably mine again.
There you go. Yeah. So I think 60's a good level, but we're going through this driver's meeting, and the promoter looks out and he says, "It's 90 seconds tonight to make a hit."
So he's gonna say it's 90 seconds, but then he's gonna bitch and say you're gonna pussyfoot.
Yeah.
How's that work?
During the driver's meeting, he said that means you got to make a hit in 90 seconds. So if there's a guy out there sandbagging and you're not taking it to him, like, that's on you guys as well. So he sort of contradicts himself a little bit on a 90-second thing.
Yeah.
Depending on the car count, maybe. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's a long time.
Do you think less cars, you should get more time?
Well,
Time out. We'll be right back.
stuff's.
We're good.
There we go.
So, anyways, you think less cars means
Well,
more time limit?
I think less cars would be less time. Really.
Yeah. What's your theory there? Are you trying to extend the length of the show?
yeah. I mean, if you had to, you can extend it that way. But
See, the only time I think that the time limit should be messed with is track conditions. If that track is a complete mess, I still think it should be able to be called 60 seconds. I think it should be at the official's discretion, though. Like, if they see you're getting yourself unstuck and it takes you 70 seconds, let it go.
I think 60 seconds is more than enough time to make a hit, in my opinion. I don't think you change it.
For sure. And I think that 60 seconds should still stand to where they're able to break your stick. But like I said, if it's a complete monsoon, like, you know how Fayette used to get.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, like I said, like you just touched on, if you're getting yourself unstuck and it's 65 seconds, like.
Yeah. I've always been a little bit like, if Andrew Myers, he runs hard. He's nosed up to the moon. His car's destroyed. He's probably going to break something that's expensive on the next hit.
Yeah, and
he's struggling to make that last hit and coming across the track. His firewall's bent. Tires in the firewall. And they time him out as he's moving. And he might have made a hit in the next 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
Let that guy go too.
Right.
yeah,
We're talking about time here. I'm going to bring this up. I think if you're promoting a show and you're an official on the side of the track, there's no reason you shouldn't have a stop clock, stopwatch or anything. I'm tired of this like point sticking, counting 10 seconds and 3-4 seconds.
Well, one thing I've seen with the stick, they say that shaking the stick's a second each time. I've watched the same guy, depending on what's going on in that derby, if it's hyped up or not, take his stick and move it at completely different speeds.
Mm-hmm.
So one time he can count it. It might be 60 if he's thinking about it and moving it. But the next time, if that derby's pumped up and going, it might be 45 because he's shaking that stick a little quicker.
Yeah, I ain't saying who or where it was, but I got counted out 40 seconds one time by a stick point.
Probably because you were bagging your ass off.
No, it was actually, I was laying the wood. I got my car shut off and I was out.
They were shaking.
Did you get the Hellraiser that day or something? Oh, you got timed out. That's right.
I believe he got a Reaper that night.
Did it?
No.
Oh, you didn't get nothing?
Should have. Sorry, TJ.
But promoter accountability. Actually, TJ is one of the ones that I have seen. He blundered a call at one point. I believe they gave the win in a pro stock class to Cody Riley. And either before that, Cody was out for like over 60 seconds. Right before that, the derby should have been called, or however it went. I think it was Cody that got switched with. Cody might end up being the one that won. I can't remember. And another gentleman. They made the call on the track. They paid the guy. They gave him the trophy. Went back, realized it was the wrong call, and TJ ate that and sent the guy the difference from second to first and the trophy.
Still ain't got my Reaper.
Because you've never been officially declared a Reaper.
shit.
You have to earn it.
TJ admitted to my face that I was the reason.
Sometimes you just gotta say things to make people feel good about themselves.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to get a new mic for Eddie, but I don't know that it matters because every single time that it's just that right side.
It's weird. This messes up all the time.
But we're 1 week out. We got a lot of stuff going on in the garage. Mark and Eddie are getting their cars ready for a local show.
Huh?
So let's hear
Mark
about...
ain't hit. Hold on. Mark ain't touched this yet.
I was
Hold
trying
on.
to make it sound good.
Don't make it sound good for him.
I wanted to talk about this. And
I've only asked him for a week straight, like, hey, man, what you doing after work?
Mark hasn't touched the car since No Mercy.
I know.
About 1,000, bud.
You better leave it that way at this point. The effort you put in.
But how's that? Eddie's doing something right now that he's never done. And I mean, like I said, I've only done it once.
I sent it.
He's stubbing a car, compact in the front. How's it going, Ed?
I bought it and just sent it.
Everything line up pretty good?
Actually, yeah.
See, it ain't as bad. You just gotta
do it. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That's just scary. I was so nervous my first time. I sat and watched it for 3 hours, so it didn't do nothing.
It didn't take me that long to just start cutting. I actually got frustrated pretty quick with it and just went at it.
So Eddie's restubbing a car. Mark has a car in the weeds that he hasn't touched since last year's championship.
Some bolt ends, fixing plates. Yeah.
That's what he says. So he gets it fired up and a tranny shit in the bed or something.
No.
I don't want to jinx you, but victory loves preparation.
I
know. I agree. I should definitely be on it by now, but I'm not.
I did get the motor and tranny in it yesterday. They bolted it down, so that all lined up.
Hopefully
pretty
that training you bought's good.
good. I hope, man.
It should be.
I'll be upset.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's scary.
But I mean, I bought one from Aaron. It was fine. But
Yeah, we bought trannies from there. And I sold a tranny a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, that I drove off the track. Won a derby, drove off the track. The guy swears he put in and it has no forward. So anything can happen.
Taking it out and all the moving and stuff could have.
I don't know. I sent him his money back. I don't know what to say.
did you get the train?
What's that?
Did you get the train?
He's gonna give it back to me. But yeah. So Mark and Eddie are getting ready for our local fair, and then me and Melanie are getting ready for Butler Team Show, 10K to win.
How's that going?
I seen Melanie's teammates just started today. So.
Oh, Melanie is still sort of unsure what she's doing. So it's a pretty stock build. It's literally.
She's still gonna run, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You said unsure what she's gonna do. So.
No, unsure what she's doing car wise. She got 2 different cars she started on, and the one has a bad rear sub. If we could find a rear sub, would be easier than changing the motor, training, and everything in a stock car.
I don't know if it has a bad rear sub or if it even has a rear sub at that point. Is that the one I saw on Facebook yesterday?
No, that's a different car.
That motherfucker gone.
Yeah, it's a different car. But yeah. So that's what's coming up for us, Butler, Ohio.
Steven's supposed to drag old corn car out the weeds.
Which car? Oh, the corn car. Yeah, corn car's coming back to play. I don't know. I looked at that Disney van today long and hard, and I'm like, where can I fit this guy in? It needs to finish off one more time.
Yeah.
Drive forward.
I still got one of those sitting in the weeds too.
Yeah, but you got to touch cars to run cars.
I know.
Hey, Mark, what's this weekend?
My birthday.
Jacktown Derby.
Yeah, that too. But I wanted Mark to say that because we're going to party it out anyway.
See, I think I'm going to head to Jacktown.
I'm definitely taking a break on working on this car for a couple
I got Eddie
hours.
coming Saturday to my party, so.
What's that?
Eddie's coming to my party. It's all good.
We're going to come for a couple hours, but we got the dog, so we can't come too long.
Shit, we got rid of the kids and everything.
That. Mark, what was that?
Spill my chalky milk.
You got chalky milk everywhere, dude.
It's just on me.
So, yeah. We can only leave the dog at home by himself for like 5-6 hours, so that's all we got.
It's up to you, bud.
Oh, we're gonna come out, but it's just not gonna be all day.
I remember when Steven used to hang out with me all day.
I think it's like 12. When is the last time you've asked me to do anything?
I don't do anything myself. That's the problem.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Why aren't you doing stuff? What do you do after 2:30?
Sleep. Well, if he ain't
Last
sleeping,
couple
He
days-
says he don't know.
I don't nap. I did nap the one time. You got a Snapchat of it. I did take one nap.
You back playing Xbox or
No,
PC?
not really. No.
You playing Grand Theft Auto?
I play that sometimes.
See,
I feel like it's all the time.
Dude, really just relaxing. Like, I've been getting... Work's been whooping me.
wore out.
We didn't even do nothing today.
That's
how
worse.
It's yeah. I feel better about working full blast, nonstop, than doing almost nothing.
Well, hopefully we get another episode in next week or within the next 2 weeks. It's nice to try and be more consistent. I think we'll get our following a little bit back into it. We were getting a lot of people that were getting disappointed in how long it was taking us to release the episodes.
We can get a recap on Butler. When is Butler? No, Butler's in a week.
Butler's next Friday. So if
Yeah.
we do get one in next weekend, maybe we can talk about hardcore show. Let's see.
Me and Eddie can talk about my party.
Yeah,
I'll make a bet with you.
we're gonna be we playing some
Bet.
cornhole.
Horseshoes, cornhole, in-ground pool, hang out, bar. You know how Mike is with the bar.
Yeah.
You never met Mike, did you?
I don't think I have.
I bet you Greene
like
County
it.
Most Wanted wins Jacktown.
That's why I'm not going to Jacktown. I can tell you. I could probably tell you the winners right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Full size winners, I can tell you.
That's
know.
Aren't they having
full size is hard to tell about
But the thing
Jacktown.
is, aren't they having they're having a heavier class, right?
The Light Warrior, it's like a middle class. It's like
Yeah.
Hobby Stock with a little bit more.
Oh, never mind. I thought they were having a heavier one.
Nope. In compacts, I know
I know he's going to win compacts.
Ricky.
You know, it's either, I mean, obviously it's going to be him or Justin. I'm going to pick Justin.
I don't think it's
let's
good.
pick him now. Let's pick him.
I'm going with Ricky.
I'll go with Justin.
Ah,
I mean, you're kind of out of the loop. That was my I don't know who else to pick.
Yeah, Jackson ain't running. I think the Cooks are running. I'm not sure.
Fazenbecker running?
No.
He ain't going to win. You know that.
He ain't running.
You never know. He built some good stuff. It holds together
All
pretty
right, you
good.
can pick Ricky or Justin. 'Cause that's what
Yeah, all right. I'd probably say Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like picking Ricky. I got to go against. Last time I picked Ricky, he lost because I said, "Oh my God."
Chocolate
We were at
milk flying,
We were at
cell
Greene
phones
County
flying.
when I was a photographer at Greene County.
Photographer?
Yeah, that.
Photographer.
Well, I walked up to Ricky. I said, "It's gonna be, you're gonna win it, and Justin's gonna get second." Well, then Justin ended up winning. Ricky got second. But
I didn't tell Mark why I picked Ricky versus Justin.
why was I running that one?
No, Justin's running Jackson's pre-ring car from championship, and then the Rumble. There's like 0 back end left, and the front end was already a little hurt.
What's
I
Ricky
think.
running? Fresh car?
Yeah,
Oh, Ricky won. I'll take Ricky.
but
You never know.
yeah, you never know. That car still ran good. I don't think it was too hurt up front.
Some random might win it, you know? Whoever, you don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah, I'd say not, but. Okay, well, I gotta get to Cumberland tonight. Go take a Crown Vic up there and pick up a car. So
I don't think I'm doing anything today.
nothing.
It's hot out.
It is hot out, but my truck has AC.
Yeah.
You get to drive for an hour and 15 minutes in the AC.
I mean, I
then
probably should go
At least
work on that car.
Cumberland's a good. It's an easy drive.
you get out, and then you sweat for 10, 15 minutes. Then you get back in, and you get cold on the way home.
I wish that was a problem.
You don't got AC at your shop?
Yeah, I got this little Craftsman fan, and it don't do nothing.
I'm over there. I can't say it on here. Never mind.
What are you doing, Mark?
Nothing. I can't say it on here. Did you ever see a back of a fat guy with a neck sweating, dripping?
Is that yours?
It looks like me in certain places.
So you saying your ass crack dripping?
No, I'm saying my balls are dripping.
Okay, we're out. Revved up out.
You've been listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. If it's motorsports and life, we're talking about it. The guys have over 30 years combined experience and a lot of winning. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Revved Up GarageCast. Listen wherever you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time on Revved Up GarageCast.